דודי לה 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 לקראת קלה לה 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 פני שבת נקבלה גם בשמחה ובסהלה תוך אמוני עם סגולה בואי חלה
Shabbat Shalom. We are going to, we are in this period of Elul, the month that leads up to Rosh Hashanah. And one of the things that is traditional during the month of Elul is to read Psalm 27. And if we turn to page 358 in our book, you will find a verse from Psalm 27, verse 4. Achat sha'alti me'et Adonai ota avakesh, shivti bevet Adonai kol yomei chayai. One thing I asked of Adonai, only that do I seek, to live in the house of Adonai all the days of my life. Lachazot benoam Adonai levaker bechechalo, to gaze upon the beauty of the eternal and to frequent God's temple. So we'll sing that. We'll start with a melody, and then we'll put some words to it as we go through and kind of get ourselves in the mood for the season.
And the wordless melody, of course, you can choose whatever syllable you want. I will choose la, or maybe it's lie, or la, lie, la, lie, la, lie. Well, it's Lila, it is evening, so I guess that works. Lie, 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 la, lie, 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 la, lie, lie, lie. Lie, 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 la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 אחת שאלתי אחת שאלתי ואת אדוני אותה אבקש. Say them again. אחת שאלתי ואת אדוני אותה אבקש. שבתי בבית אדוני כל ימי חיי לחזות בנועם בנועם אדוני ולבקר החלום לחזות בנועם בנועם אדוני ולבקר והחלום. One more lie that I ya la 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 ya la 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 lie 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 la lie 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 la la lie lie lie.
So we're going to turn from toward the back of the book where we are now to page 2, toward the beginning, as we prepare to bless our Shabbat lights, and we continue to light another candle for all those, particularly those in Israel, who are lighting candles for those who aren't able to do so. And so we continue to do that as we have for almost a year, and hoping that Bimheira Amenu, that sometime in the not too distant future, that we will welcome those that are still held captive home. So I invite people to rise, and we turn to page 2 and join in our blessing over our Shabbat lights.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
You may be seated. We turn to pages 20 and 21 as we prepare to continually welcome Shabbat with Lecha Dodi. And as is our custom, since we don't recite here a psalm for each day of the week, which is how Kabbalat Shabbat is traditionally structured, that we take a moment to reflect on the week that has passed, to pause on each day and think about its blessings and its challenges, and then we come back together with Lecha Dodi. Hazarat HaShavua, review of the week. Take a moment. breath. We'll sing together verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. And as we get to verse 9, I'll invite anyone who can comfortably do so to please rise and face the doors from which we entered to welcome the Shabbat presence, the Nishamaya Terah, the extra soulfulness that travels with us during Shabbat into the congregation, into our hearts. And for those of you at home, to turn towards the doorways of your home, to open your home to the presence of Shabbat. L'chadodi.
Lecha lekado di ligrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lekado di ligrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela la 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 la. Lekado di ligrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Lekado di ligrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad Hishme'anu el hamiuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad L'shem u'tiferet v'litchila la 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 la. Lekado di ligrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Lekado di ligrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechuven elcha ki makor habracha merosh mikadem nesucha. So ma'aseh b'makshavat chila la 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 la. Lekado di ligrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Lekado di ligrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri kiva orech kumi ori shedaveri kevod Adonai alechni la 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 la. Lekado di ligrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Lekado di ligrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom ateret bala gam b'simcha uv'tzola Tochamunei Am segula Voi kala Ya la 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 lekado di ligrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Lekado di ligrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela.
Invite Lily Avner to come up and help lead us in Chatzi Kaddish, which is on page 26.
Amen. V'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayedechon bet Yisrael Magala uv'izman kari v'yimeru Amen. Yehei Shemei Rabban Mevorach Le'olam u'lamei Almayah.
Yitbarach
בריחו.
לעילה מכל ברכה ושירתה.
תושבחתה ונחמתה, תאמירן בעלמא, ויאמרו.
We continue on page 28 with Baruch Hu, our call to prayer. Just reading.
ברכו את אדוני המבורך, ברוך אדוני המבורך, לעולם ועד. Praise Adonai, to whom praise is due forever. Praised be Adonai, to whom praise is due, now and forever.
Lie la 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 lie. Lie la 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 lie. Lie la 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 lie lie la 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 lie. Lie la 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 lie. Lie la la lie 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 la 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 lie lie. Lie la 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 lie lie lie. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. HaMevorach HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
Last three lines in the Hebrew, page 30, El Chai V'Kayam.
El Chai V'Kayam Tamidim Lo Chaleinu Le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Hamariv Aravi.
Amen. Page 33. As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery.
Ve'avatecha atasir mimenu le'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai ho'elamo Yisrael.
Page 34 and 35, Shema Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto le'olam va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto le'olam va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
You may be seated. We continue on page 36.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה, אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
Emet. Michamocha on page 40. I've shared with you before the image for me sometimes during the month of Elul for Michamocha is, what is it that we're leaving behind and what is it that we're moving toward, right, this year? And if this High Holy Day season is a spiritual sea that we cross through, what is it that we're, trying to shed and leave behind in the desert before we cross through, and what is it that we need to encounter, whether that be moving toward a recommitment of covenant at Mount Sinai, whether it's moving a little closer to our promised land, and what would be the steps that were needed for us to get there. So as we sing our song of freedom, Michamocha, and remember the redemption of once before and hope for the redemption that once will come again in the future, we also think about our personal journey this time of year as well. Michamocha, page 40.
מי כמוך ואלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש נורא תהילות, עושה פלא נורא תהילות, עושה פלא Osefele Malchutecha Rovanecha Bokei Oyam Libnei Moshe Umiriam Ze Eli Anu Ve'ameru Adonai Imloch Le'olam va'ed, le'olam va'ed, mi chamocha va'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh nora tehilot, osei pele Nora tehilot, osei fele, osei fele. V'ne'emar Kivadar Adonai et Yaakov, Ugalo miyan Chazak mimenu, Baruch atah Adonai,
Shemo.
Yal Yisrael.
Amen. We ask the Holy One to watch over us and to protect us, to help us lie down with a sense of wholeness and rise up with a sense of purpose each day. And at least in my theology, we remind ourselves that God works through us. So the question then becomes, for me, what can I do each day to help to provide a shelter of peace around those I love in my family? How do I bring some of that to the world each and every day? Hashkivenu, page 42.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom Amidenu shomreinu lechayim Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom Ve'amidenu shomreinu lechayim Ufros alenu sukan shlomecha Ushmo etzetenu uvoenu Ufros alenu sukan shlomecha Ushmo etzetenu uvoenu Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom Ve'amidenu shomreinu lechayim Baruch atah Adonai Haporei sukat shalom Aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim
Thanks for Shabbat, the opportunity it gives us to connect to our deepest selves, to our community, to the Holy One, to renew, to breathe, to take a pause. Join in singing Vishamru, page 44.
Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat La'asot et HaShabbat Dorotam Brit Olam Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat La'asot et HaShabbat Dorotam Brit Olam Veini uvein b'nei Yisrael Oti le'olam Ki sheshet yamim Asa Adonai Et hashamayim Et haaretz Uvayom hashvi'i Shabbat vayinafash Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת.
We turn to page 46. It's the beginning of our Amidah. I ask everybody who can comfortably do so to please rise. Adonai tzvatai tiftach. Adonai, open my lips that my mouth may declare your praises.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise.
Page 48.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu Imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor V'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim V'Konei Hakol V'Zocher Chasdei Avot V'Imahot U'Mevi Geula Livnei V'Neihem Le'ma'an Shemo Be'ahava Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham Bezorat Sarah.
Page 50.
Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mechayei Hakol Atah Rav Lehoshia Morid Hatah Mechalkel Chaim Mechesed Mechayei Hakol Berachamim Rabim Tomech Noflim Verofech Olim Umatir Asurim Umekayem Emunato Lishenei Afar Micha Mocha Baal Gevuro Umido Melach Melech Mimid Umechayeh Umatzmiach Yeshua V'ne'eman Atah Hakayot Hakol Baruch atah Adonai Mechayeh Hakol.
Page 52. You are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Baruch atah Adonai
Baruch Hu Shemo
Ha'el HaKadosh.
Amen.
Please continue with the words of your own heart or the text of the prayer book through page 62, 63. When you're through, please be seated.
Shabbat Shalom to everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.
The song I'm going to be playing, can you hear me? Yes. I think I hear myself. Al Kol Ele, which I think loosely translates into English, over all of these. Is that?
All these things, over these things.
All of these things, yeah. The composer is the Israeli songwriter Naomi Shemer, who wrote the song in 1980, so it's relatively recent composition. And it's a uniquely Israeli expression of taking the good with the bad. And she uses the metaphor of the honeybee, with the honey being the good and the bee sting being the bad. So there's several layers of meaning to this song if you really delve into it. One is on a personal level, taking the good with the bad, the honey with the bee sting, and also collectively as a people. And boy, with what's going on in Israel, the war in Gaza, seems to be a massive bee sting going on right now, and we can only hope and pray that there will be a positive outcome with maybe a little honey left over at the end. So this is Al Kol Ele, Naomi Shemer.
So lots of things happen here at Temple Beth Israel, and for the average person in the congregation, they sort of just happen. So like I'm looking at this amazing setup for tomorrow night, and people will show up here tomorrow night, and it'll just happen. And yet, as I look out at some of the folks in this room, and right now I'm thinking particularly of Candy Fisher, because Candy's kind of in charge of this event tomorrow, that it doesn't just happen. There were people here all day today, and there have been people here working all week, and for a long time before that, getting ready for this event. And that also has to do with the congregation and its operations as well. And we have a dedicated board of trustees who make sure that that the things that we need, that we have schools to serve our children, and that we have worship and ritual available to our congregants, and that we have clergy who are available to be with people in times of joy, at weddings and b'nai mitzvah and baby namings, and can comfort people at times of sorrow, at gravesides, and at difficult times in their lives. And those are all things that only happen because there are people who dedicate a lot of time and energy and commitment to make those things happen. And so just a reminder, because it's really true in every aspect of our lives, right? Like even the fact that we have lights on here, right? There are people who work to make sure that we can have electricity, right? So for each thing that we have, right, if you go backwards, there's a lot of gratitude to be had, right? We'll have a little challah later, right? Take a piece of bread, and you got to think about all the ingredients that went into that bread, the farmers that had to grow it, the water, the things, the stuff, right? There's a lot to be grateful for. And at TBI, the root of the things that we have to be grateful for is our volunteer leadership. So we have some of our board members here tonight, and I'd like to invite them forward so that we can offer a blessing. Their terms began or renewed on July 1st, but we are offering them a little chizuk today, a little strengthening today, and we give that strength to those who couldn't be here today as well as we move forward. So, for those of you who are here, I have things for you. You have a role.
Can't tell the players without the scorecard.
And it's two-sided, so just pay attention. If you want one, Laura, are you going to share?
Sure, no, I brought my class.
She's memorized it. All right. Gary, when it's your piece, you probably need to come in front.
All right, here we go. We come together as Jews, as leaders of Temple Beth Israel, to follow in the footsteps of those who have come before us, to build on their accomplishments, and to prepare the way for those who will follow us. We acknowledge the link between what we are, what has been, and what can be. May we prove worthy of this legacy. We partake of shared values, mutual trust, collective vision, and community action. We are a contemporary voice for the ideals of religious justice and Jewish values. We are the strength and power of people fulfilling the promise that we too took upon ourselves at Sinai.
So this evening, our leaders stand before you. We ask the Holy One to consecrate their hearts anew. May their words reflect commitment. May their deeds bespeak loyalty and courage. May they earn the honor and respect of our people. Grant, O God, that we uphold their hands, that we encourage them, that we strengthen them in their task. May we understand that their labor and ours is a common and sacred effort. Bind us together in covenant, free from all pettiness and jealousy. Bless our lives together with understanding and friendship. This congregation is our congregation. This people is our people. We are mutually bound by faith and honor. This temple is our instrument for serving God and the Jewish people by growing in Torah, by preserving our heritage, by fulfilling our obligations to our people wherever we live, and by working for the betterment of our world. We promise to uphold and strengthen this house of worship, study, and loving deeds. May we be sustained in our tasks, and may our actions be a blessing to our people. Okay, you ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. God be with us. God be with the officers and trustees whom Temple Beth Israel has chosen to govern its affairs. God, teach us. Teach us that only through Torah, worship, and loving deeds and gifts of tzedakah can the labors of even the most able be truly fulfilled. God, guide us. Help us to know that they work not only for this congregation, but that they work for the continuation of Jewish life and the Jewish people in our world and in our region and throughout the world. God, inspire us. Inspire these leaders to realize that there can be no greater calling than to create holy community and serve the Jewish people.
On behalf of all who have been chosen to serve this congregation, I undertake to serve faithfully Temple Beth Israel. May God help us in our resolve.
Eternal our God, we ask your blessing upon our leaders. May your favor rest upon them. May they inspire us not only within the confines of this, your house, but also when we go forth into the world about us. May the ideals of Judaism take root in their lives and in ours, and yield a rich harvest of deeds done in loving kindness. Here and in all the years to come, may the light of your presence shine upon your children in blessing and in peace. We say together, Amen.
Amen.
So, to all of you, thank you for your leadership, for your connection, for your passion, and for your dedication. Because even before people became board members, one of the reasons you became board members is you've been dedicated to the life of Temple Beth Israel in so many ways, and may you go from strength to strength. Yasher koach, and you can go back to your seats. Sure. So this week's Torah portion, Ki Teitzei, includes various commandments that aim at increasing our sensitivity to the feelings of others. We need to think not only about what is best for ourselves, but about how our actions impact others. If we find a lost object, we're supposed to try to return it to its owner, even if this takes time and energy on our part. We need to think about the feelings of the person who has lost that possession. Workers in vineyards are allowed to eat the grapes as they work, so that they are respected and their natural hunger is satisfied. When coming to collect a loan, one must wait outside the home of the borrower and wait courteously and not go pounding on the door to avoid embarrassment. The Torah insists that workers be paid on time. To delay payment is considered oppression of the worker. Quote, "In the same day you shall pay the wages, neither shall the sun go down upon it. For if he is poor and sets his heart upon it, lest he cry against you unto the eternal, and it be counted as a sin against you." Delay in paying one's worker is not simply an act of financial negligence, but an affront to the laborer who depends on the daily income. Delaying payment is a sin against the worker's dignity and self-respect. Postponing payment reflects an attitude of disregard and disdain toward one who has provided service, who is entitled to receive pay. As it was said by Rabbi Yitzhak Luria, the great Kabbalist of 16th century Sfat, that he would not allow himself to pray mincha, the afternoon service, until he first paid the debts to all of his workers. He reasoned, how can I stand in prayer before God when I have not fulfilled my basic obligation to my workers? We might extend Rabbi Luria's reasoning to those who try to find a shortcut, so to speak, to cut corners at the expense of others, who think themselves more important and more entitled than others. How can we stand before God in prayer when we have shown callousness to our fellow human beings? The Talmud in Brachot 6b states that if one does not respond to the greeting of another, it's considered as if they were a thief. By ignoring the greeting of another person, it's as if one is indicating, you are not important enough to merit a simple word of response from me. You simply do not matter. The non-responder is considered a thief because they have robbed the other person of dignity and self-worth. The greatest people are precisely those who are most generous and sensitive to the feelings of others. They conduct themselves with derech eretz, with, doesn't translate exactly, good manners and behavior, thoughtfulness. They are humble, natural, kind. They pay their debts on time. They demand no extra honors or privileges. In what ways do we cut corners in our lives? How do we overlook the feelings of others? How can we be better in this new year? A story. Once on Rosh Chodesh Elul, the first day of the month preceding Rosh Hashanah, the great Hasidic sage Levi Yitzchak of Berdichev heard a man going door to door, asking if anybody had anything in need of repair. Rabbi Levi Yitzchak fell to his knees and said, "Woe is me, and woeful is my soul. The day of judgment is fast approaching, and I have yet to repair myself." Our high holy days are right around the corner. So let's all take some time to look inside ourselves and ask, what in me is in need of repair? Shabbat Shalom. We turn to page 253. Our thoughts turn to all of those in our lives, in our community, in our world, in need of healing, of body, of mind, of spirit.
Sheberach Avoteinu Avraham Yitzchak veYaakov Sarah Rivka Rachel veLeah Hu Yevarech et HaCholim El Narefana la El Narefana lo.
We ask for blessings upon Hannah Fields Austin, Stu Tobak, Rosalind Lefkowitz, Helen Weinfeld, Pam Poliakov, Kathy Blumenfeld, Caitlin Antrim, Brad Holland, Serena Postal, Robert Strober, Lori Snyder, Charity Razadeh, Joel Beasy, Gloria Foster, Robert Gerard, Adele Harris, Brenda Fountain Gerard, Jan Marcus, Marla Fregoso, Al Shapiro, Jeff Nelson, Robert Waldman, Barry Gustafaro, Yudik Ratz Delane, Audrey Kubel, Deborah Delane, James Stead, Stephen Gilbert, Sharon Zaki, Oliver Holland, Bill Hughes, Ed Means, Stephanie Holland, Stan Stein, Virginia Guzman, Suzette Guzman, Marilyn Rudin, Claudia Phillips, Kenneth Phillips, Sandy Gunn, Ron Gilman, Julie Ben Simon, Eric Baldwin, Faye Bernstein, Abby Binstock Moore, Sandra Dizengoff, Sherry Mosley, Jeff Blackie, Hannah Nelson, Mike Friel, John Ramirez, Joel Calderwood, Ronald Sokloff, Larry Muir, Susan Goldstein, Jose Cruz, Karen Nelson, Mickey Pollack, Jeff Levy, and
Howard Bush, Mary Ellen DeMarco, Marky Wallbilly. El Narefana la El Narefana El Narefana lo.
like to invite Gary Gilbert back up to share a few announcements.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom to everyone here in the sanctuary and to everybody who is joining us online as well. It is wonderful to be together with you this evening on this Shabbat. Thank you to Todah Rabbah, to Rabbi Kupitz for his wonderful teaching, and to Cantor Bush for leading us in tefillah this evening. And thank you for the participation of Lily as well. Thank you to Dr. Randy Polivoy for his lovely piano piece and the wonderful, wonderful rendition of Al Kol Ele. It's a beautiful song, and it was very beautiful here tonight, so thank you for that. Thank you to our fellow congregant, Robert Strober, for the generously donating the delicious items for tonight's oneg. And thank you also to the dedicated challah helpers for this evening. Thank you to tonight's greeters, Kylie Sykes, Sharon Regalado, Francine Friedman, and as always, Judy Rose. As always and as everywhere. After service tonight, we gather in the, where?
In the lobby?
In the lobby, okay, right. Usually it's in the social hall, but because we are set up for tomorrow night's event, Motzi and Kiddush will be in the lobby as you exit.
And then there's tables and stuff on the lawn afterwards.
There you go, and it should be a beautiful evening tonight as well. We have a busy and engaged community. To find out more of what is happening at Temple Beth Israel, please pay attention to our weekly Tekiah and our monthly Kehillah, edited most ably by Joan Gerard. And thank you for your work on that, Joan. Just a couple of announcements of upcoming events. First, for those of you who have not yet turned in your pledge packets for this year, for 2024-25, and you know who you are. First, why not? And secondly, please return it as soon as possible so that we can have you added to our list of members and so that you can get your tickets for the upcoming High Holy Day services. And secondly, as those of you here in the sanctuary will have noticed, our social hall is set up for a beautiful and wonderful event tomorrow night as we light up the night, both to celebrate our clergy and to hear more about the wonderful and visionary campaign that we are currently undertaking. And I look forward to seeing everybody back here tomorrow night, beginning at what time, Candy? 6 o'clock. See you then. Shabbat Shalom.
There's Torah study tomorrow at 9:30 on Zoom. The link is in your Tekiah. If anybody doesn't get a Tekiah and would like one, meaning the weekly Thursday congregational email, just let me or Cantor Paul know. Rabbi@tbipomona.org, Cantor@tbipomona.org. They're easy. So if you let us know, we can add your email if for some reason you don't get it. But it's the easiest way to know what's happening at TBI, and that's for those of you who are joining us online as well and want to know what's happening in our community. And when we conclude our final song today, which will be Biyado, we have a couple of things before that, but when we get there, just stay where you are for a moment for the sounding of the shofar. It's our tradition during the month of Elul to sound the shofar at the end of our service to help prepare us for the coming new year. So just stay where you are. Is something else you'd like to add?
Yeah, a couple of things. We have two community events coming up. Besides, Rabbi and I are beginning to offer our High Holy Day spiritual preparation series starting this Tuesday evening. So the next two Tuesday evenings, you can find us here in the Beit Midrash. I don't believe that there is an online, well, maybe there is an online component for this one. So look at your Tekiah, that will tell
whatever
you
it says there.
Whatever it says. Sometimes it's hard to remember whether we're online or just virtual. But two things we will be in person for. One is coming up on the 28th of September, which is our real beginning of the serious focus on the High Holy Days with our Slichot service. This year we'll be joining with other congregations in our area at Temple Shalom of Ontario. So we hope that many, if not most of our congregation will consider joining us over there at Temple Shalom. It's easy to get to, right at Mountain and the 10 freeway in Ontario. It's right over there. And then on October the 6th, that's the day before we turn our hearts as a Jewish world to the tragedies, the 1-year anniversary of the tragedies of October 7th. We will be observing or commemorating that horrible event with other congregations in our community at Pasadena Jewish Temple and Center. That's a kind of a worldwide commemoration. I believe it's at 4 o'clock on Sunday afternoon, the 6th of October. Information in your tekiah, please refer to that for the actual details. Thank you.
Page 282, middle of the page, Aleinu l'shabeach. If you can comfortably rise, please do so.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'Adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הרצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
Page 287.
ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
Take a moment to remember those who have died in recent days or at this time in years past. We hold them in our hearts and our minds. In our congregation, we remember the recent deaths of Betsy Fox, mother of Aaron Fox, of George Latham, father of Eric Latham. Remember the yortzites, the anniversaries of the deaths of Molly Ansel, Lupe Bernardino, Marjorie Bleckman, Philip Bryn, Margaret Wudrovich, Melvin Emis, Lillian Feingold, Sadie Finkelstein, Dorothy Funk, Faye Besbris Garland, Imre Geiger, Melvin Gerard, Marion Goodman, Isaac Gozansky, F. Herbert Handler, Jack Housen, Dr. Harold A. Kipper, Frida Levy, Edwin Rose, Mildred Rutledge, Emil Schaefer, Ann Schilling, Lena Schwartz, Eric Stein, Myron Strober, Carl Sugar, Parvitz Zahuri. And of course, we continue to remember those who have died in Israel and the conflict in Israel and Gaza, and still are holding very much in our hearts the 6 hostages that were killed just the week before that we remembered last week. So if you're remembering somebody this week and would like to mention their name or add their name to those I've mentioned or restate a name I've mentioned, please feel free to please feel free to share their name as I come by your row.
Sergio Mendes.
If you're in a time of mourning or observing a yortzeit on this Shabbat, I invite you to please rise. And I invite the rest of the congregation, if it's your custom, to rise in embrace and support of those who mourn. Again, Kaddish is on page 294. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei rabbah, bi'alma divrach hiruteh v'yamlich malchuteh, b'chayachon v'yomechon, uv'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, ba'agalau v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevorach le'olam olamei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitnomam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kudesha brichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tush b'chata v'nechemata, da'amiran bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shmaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'el kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. Zichronam livracha, may their memories be for a blessing. And we'll conclude with Biyado, which you'll find on page 321, last stanza, bottom of the page.
Be'ado avkiduchi ve'ein ishan ve'a'ira ve'im ruchi yeviati Adonai li ve'lo ira ve'im ruchi Adonai li velo ira. My soul I give to you, my spirit in your care. Draw me near, I shall not fear. Hold me in your hand. Draw me near, I shall not fear. Safely in your hand. Be'yado avkiduki, ve'ein ishan ve'a'ira, ve'im ruchi geviati, Adonai li ve'lo ira, ve'im ruchi geviati, Adonai li ve'lo ira. My soul I give to you, my spirit in your hand. Draw me near, I shall not fear. Hold me in your hand. Draw me near, I shall not fear. Safely in your hand.
Everybody can sit for a minute. Robert Strober, will you come up for a moment? So Robert dedicated a whole bunch of plaques for family members, and I'd like Robert to share who they are for us as we think about them and dedicate these plaques on this Shabbat.
Thank you, Rabbi. Shabbat Shalom. And I truly love sharing Shabbat with everyone here. Today, I'm getting around to taking care of family business, as Michael Corleone once said, but in a Jewish way, as I dedicate 5 plaques on the memorial wall to join my mother, who is up there already. They are my father-in-law, Colonel David Bespris, my brother-in-law, Paul Bespris, my mother-in-law, Esther Bespris, my father, Myron Strober, and my beautiful bride, my Beshert, Ava. I never knew my father-in-law. He died before I met Ava, but he was a World War II hero, 20 missions in Europe as a navigator, shot down over enemy territory, taken care of by the Norwegian underground, 3 months, and then escaped. Shot down over the English Channel on another mission, avoided capture by Nazi patrol boats in the Channel, and rescued by the British. Probably a lot of him that was in the house and the stories he heard from Ava and my mother-in-law probably set Devora on her path to where she is currently. My brother-in-law, Paul Bespris,
She currently, Robert, for those who don't know, where is she?
she's currently in her 3rd year at the Naval Academy in Annapolis. My wife's middle brother, Paul, one of the nicest people you'd ever meet, sweetest guy. He and Ava were like that. Very smart person who, instead of pursuing financial gain in the business world, decided to dedicate his life to teaching emotionally and educationally handicapped children. My mother, because she's not my mother-in-law, Esther Bespris, lived to be 100 years and 2 months. Loved me like a mother. And of course, we had mother and son disagreements at times, but she was a second mother to me. She was an unbelievable person, the Manhattan Beach Rebel. Okay, she was part of a residents organization and put out a newsletter, always challenging the city council to stop doing everything for the business people in the community and do a little bit more for the residents of the community. Then there's my father, Myron Strober. Look up the word mentioned in any dictionary and his picture's there. I've tried all my life to just emulate him and just to be half the man he was. He was an accountant by trade, very involved in Jewish causes. He helped bring the Jewish firm Elsink and many other Jewish companies public as an accountant. He served on the board of trustees of the Jewish Welfare Board, the precursor to what we know as the Federation. He rose to the level of a senior partner for nonprofit accounting in the #1 Jewish accounting firm in the country, S.D. Leidersdorf, which later merged with Ernst & Ernst and then Ernst & Young. He served as the chairman emeritus of the Bronx Lebanon Hospital, and he also served on the board of directors of Albert Einstein Medical Center. And then, of course, as I said, my beautiful bride, my Beshert, Ava. Ava loved everyone here. She loved our rabbi and cantor. She loved this congregation. She loved being a part of it. This was an integral and still is an integral part of our lives. She was very, very happy to come here on Shabbat, on high holy days, for all events and to volunteer and participate. And also she enjoyed her time serving with the women of TBI, using her legal knowledge to help them with their bylaws and assisting them. One of her most wonderful times here. But most of all, this community gave back so much to us that we try to give back as much as we can. I, in serving 10 years on the board, and also 2 years of those as president, Ava insisting that we become members of the Shomrim Society, which of course I could not say no to. It only made sense. And she also told me from up above to make sure I made a generous contribution to our upcoming campaign, which we have. So that's all I have to say. They all join, as I said, my mother, who is already up there, and my cousins Cookie and Murray Diamond, 40-plus year members of this congregation, and Cookie's mother, my Aunt Ray, her husband, my Uncle Mussy, and her second husband after Mussy's death, my Uncle Nat. Thank you all. Shabbat Shalom, and please enjoy the oneg that I have provided on behalf of my family, for all of you.
May their memories be a blessing. And I'm going to ask everybody to stand again, because I'm going to blow the shofar, and then we're going to go make blessings.
Tekiah, Shvarim, Teruah, Tekiah.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, everyone who joined us online, and we look forward to seeing you at our next event and in person here in the sanctuary, especially when it comes to High Holy Days in just a couple of weeks. Good night.